So this example is a bit more complicated. So first of all, the tiling elements are not stacked up to each other. They are sort of overlapping, like this. And there are also perfectly round shapes on the ends that make this whole thing even more complicated. And to get started, I'm gonna draw a large circle at one of the ends. And the idea is that I'm gonna make this end element first. It's gonna go like that. And then I'm gonna duplicate it and shorten it a bit by removing this lower portion here. And use that for these middle parts. And finally, I'm gonna use this end element again on this side, but I'll have to rotate it around and modify it slightly. So that's the basic idea, and let's try and see how it goes. So to start, we're gonna make two circles. Collapse editable splines and get rid of the unneeded parts. For this circle, the unneeded part is gonna be a tiny element over here, which I'm gonna create by using the refine tool and adding a vertex over here. So now I can get rid of this part. Okay. That looks alright. Let's attach them together. And weld these vertices. Okay. So now we need to create a profile to extrude along this line. The profile looks pretty simple. So something like that, with this tiny depression in the middle. Make sure all the vertices are set to corner, so you don't get any extra geometry here. And let's chamfer these other vertices a little bit, just to break down the sharp corner. Okay. Actually, it looks like there should be slightly rounder corners there, so I'm going to chamfer these lower vertices only. And for the top, I'm going to use Turbo Smooth to smooth the shape out, and it's going to give us the round curvature. Alright, and since we draw the circle approximately in the middle of the styling element, I'm going to add a vertex here in the center by using the divide tool. Okay, and I'm going to make this vertex the first, and you can see that it changes its color to yellow. And what it does, it makes that point the one that it's used along this extrusion path. So I'm going to show you how it works. Okay, so add bevel profile, pick that element, and you can see that it goes along the center. If I would leave my first vertex over here, you can see that it's offset a bit. So just a bit easier to center the profile on the path. Okay. So looks like we need to decrease the interpolation steps a little bit. Let's make a very rough shape. Add some Turbo Smooth and check how it looks. Okay, looks like we need to slightly increase the steps, and like that. That's fine. Now let's add edit poly. above the bevel profile. And what we gotta do is move this part out so it sort of covers this little loose end over here. Okay. That looks good. Slightly gonna scale up my bevel profile. And I'm gonna make a copy over here. Make sure you set it to copy and not an instance, since we're gonna modify it a little bit. We're gonna delete all these polygons and leave just this rough S shape. And I'm gonna make an instance over here so we can make all the necessary adjustments. To make sure they are tiling nicely. It looks like we need to move these polys a bit outwards. I mean these vertices in the center. Okay, and let's move this little cap here, not the cap but the end, or the outline on the end. Let's move it downwards a little bit, like that. And make this transition a bit smoother. Okay, so that's good. Let's make a few more instances. And finish up by copying this element over here and rotating it 180 degrees. So that's close enough. All right. And to finish this up, I'm gonna put one of our flowers in the middle of each circle. Just to check how it looks with the background, let's drop it on a box. These flowers are not exactly like the ones in the reference, but they are close enough to get the same basic look. Alright, and as you can see, even though these loops appear hard to tile initially, you can get by creating one element, slightly modifying it, and creating the whole thing that way. Okay, looks good.